All right, Coach, you take down Tusculum 73-71. Tough game. They shot 65%, I think, in that opening quarter, and then you're able to hold them in check from that point forward. Let's look at the game as a whole at first. What changed from that first quarter throughout the rest of the game where you were able to slow them down defensively?
Give Tusculum a lot of credit. They came in here believing they could win, and Coach had a great game plan. They were playing a little zone, and not that we can't play against one, but when you're throwing the ball away and getting turnovers and things like that, and so and they made shots. We turned it over too much, didn't make a lot of shots. They made shots. I think we got down by 11 at one point. Came out in the second quarter, played much better. Obviously put the ball in the basket and defended them a little bit better enough to get it back within 2 before the half. And at the half, we're just trying to tell them, like, look, it's the end of the year, man, and we're not worried about whatever. We're in the game. We're down by 2. We're at home. Let's come out here and let's have a much better start to the third quarter. And I don't know if it ever got pretty in both directions. It was a fatigue type game. It was a game of attrition. When we played them up there, it was the same way. It was just both teams are dead tired by the end of the game, and we're just fortunate to come out on the winning end.
Let's talk about the final sequence there, the final couple minutes of the ball game. You're up by 4 with 1:40 left. They're able to tie it up at 70. Harris Price takes over, makes a foul shot. What do you think how your team was able to handle that final 140 when you lost some games this year down the stretch?
Well, it just goes back to experience. Obviously, we've had Harris, Bree, some of these kids for quite a while now, and they've been in some really big games. And if when you get that experience to be able to play in those games, a lot of times from a coach it's nice because you're going to have players on the floor that can kind of seal the deal for you. But it's nip and tuck. Nip and tuck could have gone either way. Very fortunate that Harris was able to put the team on her back there. Of course, you got to go back. Like Tori played phenomenal. She made some really big shots. Harris had the bank 3, which was a big deal, and and Tusculum was scoring. It's like he was just back and forth, and her getting to go to the free throw line and get the 2-point cushion there was big, and then getting a stop on the other end was nice. Was going to get Pierce out of the game. Obviously, didn't want it to go to her to shoot free throws, but as a freshman. That's not one of our better free throw shooters. For her to hit that big one to put us up 3 was obviously a real key to the game.
Mia Long's their leading scorer. She doesn't play the second half. What that had to do with the outcome, who knows? Right. But they started to go in the post. They started to go to Duke down low. She scored 11 points in the second half. But what do you think of the overall effort between Bean and Pierce playing a lot of minutes in the second half?
Yeah, we it was a real struggle because I think Duke's one of the best post players in the league. She's got just really good footwork. She's left-handed, which is hard to guard. Can score over big people, and so we've got a 6'3", we have a 6'2". My election was to go with those bigs, even though they're freshmen, and try to make every shot that she took difficult. I think Bean did a good job a couple of times and had blocks, but I think Tori came in and got a foul, Bird came in and got a foul, and it wasn't the big. If we just left her alone, and let her make it tough to shoot or get a block, whatever, we'd have been in good shape. But I was proud of how they played. These freshmen are going to have to grow up. Abby got some minutes tonight. Bean obviously played and hadn't played hardly all year. Pierce has gotten a little bit more experience, but this is what makes them grow. And, we're still trying to figure it out. And I talked to them before the game about this game might call for different people. Like Goforth started at Catawba, but tonight she doesn't get off the bench. And so we're really trying to make sure that they understand that different games are going to call for different people, and the Queens game may be completely different on Saturday.